India's economic landscape is a study in contrasts. The country is home to some of the world's richest individuals, yet it also harbors millions who live in abject poverty. This dichotomy is stark and pervasive, visible in every corner of the nation. On one hand, we see a thriving consumer class. This segment of the population enjoys the luxuries of modern life, frequenting high-end malls and dining in upscale restaurants. They are the face of a new, prosperous India. They enjoy a lifestyle comparable to developed nations, driving luxury cars, living in modern high-rise buildings, and having access to the best amenities money can buy. They epitomize success and affluence. They shop, dine, and travel with ease. Their lives are filled with opportunities and conveniences that many can only dream of. Vacations, fine dining, and a plethora of entertainment options are at their fingertips. This segment fuels India's economic engine. Their spending power drives growth, creating jobs and fostering innovation. They are the backbone of the urban economy, contributing significantly to the nation's GDP, but it represents a mere 10% of the population. This affluent group, while influential, is a small fraction of the overall demographic. Their wealth and lifestyle are not reflective of the majority. On the other hand, a staggering 90% grapple with economic hardship. This vast majority lives in conditions that are a world apart from the affluent minority. Their daily lives are a constant struggle for survival. This majority struggles to meet basic needs. Access to clean water, nutritious food, and adequate shelter is a daily challenge. Many children grow up in tattered clothes, with little hope for a better future. They face limited access to education, healthcare, and decent living standards. Schools are often dilapidated and healthcare facilities are overcrowded and underfunded. The lack of resources perpetuates the cycle of poverty. This stark divide presents a complex challenge for India's growth story. The contrast between wealth and poverty is not just a social issue, but an economic one. Bridging this gap is essential for sustainable development. The gap between the haves and have-nots is widening. As the rich get richer, the poor find it increasingly difficult to improve their circumstances. This growing disparity is a ticking time bomb. This trend threatens to derail India's progress. Social unrest and economic instability are real risks if the divide continues to grow. Addressing inequality is not just a moral imperative, but a necessity for national stability. It's crucial to understand this divide to create a more equitable and prosperous India. Initiatives aimed at community development, education, and healthcare are steps in the right direction. By investing in the underprivileged, India can pave the way for a brighter, more inclusive future. The Indian consuming class is a diverse group. It includes high-income professionals, entrepreneurs, and a growing middle class. This segment of the population is not only expanding but also evolving rapidly. They drive demand for a wide range of goods and services, from everyday essentials to luxury items. From luxury cars to high-end electronics, their preferences are shaping the market landscape. Their spending habits mirror global trends, reflecting a shift towards a more consumption-driven economy. This segment is heavily targeted by businesses, both domestic and international, eager to tap into their purchasing power. They represent a lucrative market with significant purchasing power, making them a focal point for marketing strategies. Their consumption patterns contribute significantly to India's GDP growth, driving economic activity and investment. However, their prosperity often exists in isolation, creating pockets of wealth that do not always benefit the broader population. It doesn't always translate into inclusive growth, highlighting the stark contrasts within Indian society. The benefits of their spending rarely trickle down to the majority, leaving many still struggling to make ends meet. While urban areas thrive, rural regions often lag behind, missing out on the economic boom. Efforts are being made to bridge this gap, with government initiatives and community programs aimed at fostering inclusive growth. Education and skill development are key to ensuring that the benefits of economic growth reach all segments of society. Empowering women and small business owners is also crucial for creating a more balanced and equitable economy. Innovation and entrepreneurship are driving forces that can help bridge the economic divide, fostering a more inclusive growth model. Ultimately, the goal is to create a society where prosperity is shared and everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The engines of growth must work for all, ensuring a brighter future for every Indian citizen. Beyond the consuming class lies a significant segment. These are the aspirant consumers. They aspire to a better lifestyle. They are upwardly mobile, driven by education and employment opportunities. While not yet part of the affluent class, they contribute to the economy. They drive demand for affordable goods and services. Think budget smartphones, two-wheelers, and affordable housing. However, their financial capacity remains limited. They are vulnerable to economic shocks. Rising inflation and stagnant wages impact them disproportionately. Their aspirations, while real, are often put on hold due to economic constraints. The majority of India's population operates in survival mode. They are daily wage earners, farmers, and informal sector workers. They lack financial security and access to basic necessities. This segment faces a myriad of challenges. These include limited access to quality education, healthcare, and decent housing. They are often excluded from the formal financial system. This makes them vulnerable to exploitation and debt traps. Their plight highlights the stark reality of India's economic divide. While a minority prospers, a vast majority struggles to make ends meet. Section 5. The price of disparity, uneven growth, and its consequences. In this section, we delve into the stark realities of economic disparity and its far-reaching impacts on society. India's economic divide comes at a steep price. The contrast between opulence and poverty is glaring, with luxury buildings standing tall next to slums, and high-end shops sharing streets with struggling street vendors. This disparity leads to uneven growth, where the benefits of progress are not shared equitably. Wealthy businessmen thrive in boardrooms while laborers toil in harsh conditions. Children in well-equipped schools have a world of opportunities unlike those in dilapidated classrooms. This creates a vicious cycle of poverty and deprivation. Impoverished neighborhoods and crowded markets are filled with people struggling to make ends meet. Yet, amidst this, the hopeful expression of a child reminds us of the potential that remains untapped. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few further exacerbates the problem. Luxury cars and mansions stand in stark contrast to people living under bridges. Lavish dinner parties are a world apart from the long queues for food aid. This disparity limits opportunities for the majority and stifles their potential. Young professionals in modern offices have access to resources and networks, while those in informal sectors struggle without support. Students in high-tech classrooms are prepared for the future, unlike children working in fields. Moreover, this divide can lead to social unrest and instability. Protests and demonstrations become common as people demand their share of progress. Clashes with police highlight the growing tension in crowded streets. It breeds resentment and discontent, threatening the very fabric of society. Frustration is evident on the faces of many, and community meetings in impoverished areas are filled with grievances and calls for change. Addressing this disparity is not just an economic imperative, it's a social and moral one. Inspirational footage shows people from diverse backgrounds coming together, and community leaders addressing gatherings, emphasizing the need for unity and equitable growth. Only by bridging this divide can we ensure a stable and prosperous future for all. Section 6. Bridging the Gap Policy Interventions and their impact. The Indian government has implemented various policies to bridge the economic divide. These include tax relief. Recent tax cuts aim to provide relief to the middle class and boost consumption. Direct benefit transfers. Programs like PM Kisan provide direct cash transfers to farmers. Rural employment schemes. Initiatives like MGNREGA guarantee rural employment and income support. While these measures are steps in the right direction, their impact remains limited. Section 7. Beyond relief, the need for sustainable solutions. Addressing India's economic divide requires more than just policy interventions. It demands a fundamental shift in our approach to development. We need to move beyond short-term relief measures. The focus should be on creating sustainable solutions that empower the marginalized. This involves investing in human capital, promoting entrepreneurship, and ensuring equitable access to resources. Section 8. Investing in the future education, healthcare, and skill development. Investing in education, healthcare, and skill development is crucial. It can break the cycle of poverty and empower individuals. Quality education can equip individuals with the knowledge and skills needed to thrive in the 21st century economy. Accessible healthcare ensures a healthy and productive workforce. Skill development programs can bridge the gap between education and employment, creating a skilled labor force. Section 9. Towards an inclusive India, a collective responsibility. Bridging India's economic divide is not just the government's responsibility. It requires a collective effort from all stakeholders. Businesses need to adopt inclusive business models that create opportunities for all. Civil society organizations play a crucial role in advocating for the marginalized and holding the government accountable. Ultimately, creating a more equitable and prosperous India is a shared responsibility. It requires empathy, collaboration, and a commitment to leaving no one behind.